trying to get myself adjusted here. So here I am on Connected Live again with Baldr, and we're out on the beautiful porch, and it's been a long day already. Baldr actually just communicated with me and basically threw me out of the house. I have been sitting down trying to film segments for my new website. And part of connected energy is understanding that everything is connected. So I'm sitting here trying to make my website more simple for everybody because there's so much writing on the website. There has been lots of critiques about it's not contemporary enough because it's on an older platform. And for me, I've always kind of felt that, well, all the information is there and people who go there are really looking to work with me, so it'll be relevant to them. But I finally did cave in, and I'm working on a new website, and I am trying to put short segment videos on each page that are just a short explanation, just the video, and then if you have additional questions about connected energy and how it works and what working with me is like, you all can send me an email. So after about the 10th try on videos and the 6th day of trying, and of course, every time you sit down and do a video, a lot of my friends are in the industry in Hollywood, so they'll say, oh, your hair was not neat enough, or you didn't have a put-together outfit, or your lighting wasn't right. Like right now I'm looking at the lighting, and I can see that part of my face is in shade as I'm in Connected Live. Wow. Baldr basically came over to me in mid-flow as I started spinning in circles, gave me a little tug on my jean. My jeans were loose, and he said, okay, this is part of the problem I've been having, Mom. And I was just like, because, everybody knows Baldr's had some health challenges, and of course in my life, I always get the animals with the most difficult or complicated challenges. It has been basically voted on by some of the top vets, either on the West Coast, East Coast, and now Oklahoma, and even in the UK. I'm not a veterinarian, but a canine nutritionist. Hope has been so wonderful. She's in bed right now because they're ahead of us in the UK. And she said, we've never seen a more complicated dog than Baldr. He actually lies on muscle testing. He does not respond to traditional therapies. You can't give him Western medicine, it poisons him. He is on a diet right now that if I actually shared what he was eating would blow all of your minds. It actually blows my mind. It's actually a kibble, which is counter everything that I know. I raised him on fresh food. So to be at the level that we're at with Baldr, and yeah, you can see him looking at me. And he's on his elevated bed on the porch, which makes it nice. He's a black dog, and they keep heat in. So I got him an elevated, vented bed so that when he lays out here, he gets really nice. Thank you, Richard. Dr. Palmquist, one of the best vets I know on the West Coast. He has not seen Baldr, but he's telling me just be real and deal with it. Deal with it. So yes, Richard, I'm working on that. That's what Baldr basically was trying to say. He gave me a tug on my jean and said, this has been part of my health problem. Baldr and I are very complicated souls. You will meet us and see that we're like the ducks on the pond. Everything seems calm on the surface, but underneath, our little feet and our minds are going a million miles a minute. So basically what we figured out with Baldr, and I'm sharing his health issues because it really it's about patience. And even though I get the most complex cases, a lot of times, actually it was said to me here in Oklahoma, most people would have put Baldr down because it was too expensive, too complicated, and put him down and get a new dog as if he's just replaceable. And to me, like hearing that, and I've heard it more than a few times in recent months, blows my mind to see where we are at as a species, that, wow, everything has gotten replaceable, disposable, and all because it's about the bottom line. I kind of believe when an animal comes into your life, it is for reflection of self, an opportunity to learn, and also make you be a better person and also add to the wisdom and the knowledge that you have. And so with Baldr, the reason he said you got to stop is because what we figured out is, okay, so the IBD that people were saying that he had and that I thought he had is a symptom of a greater problem. So stress toxicity. Stress created a lot of toxins in his body. He wasn't able to process them. So the last time I went on Connected Live, I told you guys he was doing ionic detox foot baths. He started rejecting those, which I found was really interesting. He started saying no, and he wouldn't stand in them. And I said, okay, I've got to listen to him because he knows how his body is. And I kind of thought, well, maybe this is depleting him. But then we took our trip up to Colorado, which was stressful because we're trying to get my husband home. And that still is in play as we speak. And it was stressful for all three of us. Baldr was sleeping on top of Robert, just wanting him to be able to come home with us. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to this time, and we're hoping by May. So Baldr really got stressed out. And so it was in talking with Hope and going through all the symptoms again that it dawned on her, and she said to me, you know what, I bet she has ulcers. And I know dogs get ulcers, like horses get ulcers, like people get ulcers, and it made total sense. And then the IBD, the skin issues, and everything else made total sense. So with that said, we've adjusted some things. He's doing so much better. I think we've actually got a handle on Baldr now. He is regaining his energy. He's been very playful every night around 6 o'clock before I do my yoga to relax so that I can actually sleep and wind down for the day. I do yoga. He gets down on the mat with me and we play as I am actually doing yoga. So he'll want to play tug. He'll want to fetch his toys. And as you can see right now, he's focused on looking around the garden, making sure we're all safe. He enjoys being on the porch and watching the garden. But that's why he dragged me outside, because I was getting so physically intense about not doing the videos perfectly, not having the lighting perfect, not having the t-shirt perfect. I just want to sit down and give information. I just don't want to be focused on how does my face look, how does my hair look. I've been up since 4 a.m. and I've worked with 3 horses, and I've worked with my dog, and I've worked with clients, and this is the first time I've had to sit down and film. And so I started getting very intense with myself, and here poor Baldr is saying, part of the reason I have ulcers is because you're a very intense person, and we have very intense life, and you're always working. So this was such a big wake-up call for me. I have to learn, and I have to walk the talk with my clients as well as with myself. Life should flow easily and effortlessly, and if you're working on something and it's not flowing, there's a reason. And so to sit there and to continue to butt your head up against a wall and try to force it is so ridiculous. And here I was doing it and going against walking my own talk and living kind of this flow life, and from a place of love and confidence, and I was getting fearful and I was getting crazy, literally crazy, and my dog had to grab the loose part of my jean and literally haul me off my chair in there and make me sit down and do this. This is where I'm comfortable. So in this Facebook Live, animal communication for today existed of my beautiful, wonderful, intelligent, loving, compassionate German Shepherd of 8 years slapping me upside the head and saying, enough. And, you know, he was right, and I needed that. I needed to listen, and I get very stubborn and hard-headed. And it's in those moments that we become dull to the connections of life, dull to what life is trying to teach us, dull to what the animals are trying to tell us. How many messages do I miss because I'm going at Mach 4 with my hair on fire, trying to get it all done? And it really is just such a message from this dog to slow down. And this dog who has my back and is my dear friend and advisor. And Baldr, so for you guys who don't know him, is an East German Shepherd. He is part of the reason I have such a good relationship, or my friendship started, with Warren Eckstein. I was introduced to Warren Eckstein, who's the premier behaviorist on the planet, because Melissa Basilar, who's a fellow animal communicator, introduced us. And then he found out that I had East German dogs, and I found out that's where he started. He was in Korea training war dogs, and primarily the East German breed. And from there, Warren got to know me and got to know my skill set. And while he's not a big fan of most animal communicators, he actually has been kind enough to endorse me, which I'm very grateful for. So as I continue this, remember, being connected, wow, there's some more interruptions that I have to just ignore. Being connected is truly about listening and taking the time to be connected. And if something is not flowing, backing away from it, and instead of feeling that it has to get done, maybe finding a different way to do it. Maybe the videos aren't the best way. Maybe my pages get simpler and I have less writing and, just do a photo of me, or maybe I just do an audio message. So I'm going to be working on that, but it's really thanks to Baldr for waking me up to listening, that I had to stop driving myself so crazy with this little task and be more in a state of gratitude and love. So we have discovered what is wrong with Baldr. And with Baldr, it is ulcers. So he is very keyed into my stress. And so I have been working on really calming that down for him. So we are a multi-species family. The dogs don't fit into our lives. We don't fit into theirs. All of us fit into each other's lives. So that's why you always have to make room and work with them. It is about give and take with everybody in the household, not just the humans. That's why when people ask me, oh, you work with people and animals. And I've really been fighting with that, because people are animals. This is the thing that blows my mind. So people will say, oh, you work with people and animals. See how that differentiates and separates us from other species when we are actually a mammal. Humans keep removing themselves from being connected in every way, shape, and form, from our speech to how we relate to the world, to how we view the world. It's the biggest problem ever. So actually these videos are really helping me, because I'm changing my language. I don't want to be so far outside the box that people look at me like I'm strange, but at the same time that I'm being truthful and acting from a connected place. Yes, I work with people and other animals, because humans are an animal. If humans weren't a mammal and another animal, I wouldn't be working with them. I really have a hard time with the human animal sometimes, but I always bring myself back to, we're an animal too, and we are deserving of love and compassion. And what we're really most deserving of is understanding that we are all connected. Everything is connected. And that's why I developed this way of energetic healing, connected energy, over the past 20 years. That's why it is so effective, because I have figured out how to make connections not only for myself, but for all of my clients that I work with, which is why my animal communication is so different, and it's an upgrade to what most people do. It's why my energetic medicine is so different from that of other people, because it is connected, and I integrate it with those connections for everyone to understand that your energetic, your emotional, and your physical must absolutely be connected in order for you to be able to get healing. And the same goes for other species that I work with. So that's my Connected Live today. Thank you for the support. Learning lessons over here as well. Great day over here after some big storms. Hope to talk with you guys later in the week, and I'll put the boys on camera again, meaning the horses. And stay tuned for the 25th. I'm going to see if the Three Dog Bakery, where I'll be speaking about animal communication, how connected energy is the upgrade to animal communication. And I'll be doing that at the Three Dog Bakery in Edmond, Oklahoma on the 25th. So I look forward to hoping seeing you guys that are in Edmond to come hear us talk at the Three Dog Bakery on the 25th at 6:30. And I will talk to y'all soon. Okay, bye-bye.